Well, hey, it's spring of 2021 and coronavirus is still a major headline. And hey, look, you're facing other obstacles outside of coronavirus, like how do I recruit real estate agents with all the new trends and changes in life? Well, my goal in this video is to give you secrets on how to recruit real estate agents, which will increase how much you make and raise up prospering realtors. I'm Brent Kenyock, and you're watching Home Values with Brent. Well, hey, I work with a firm called Call It Closed International Realty, and I just want to say, as we go into this video, if you can hit the like button and the subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. Hey, let me just say, as we move into this video, this message, what I'm about to share to you, is so true to my heart. It really is something I'm extremely passionate about, and I really believe if you will listen to what this is and implement it into your life, you see a lot of fruit in your life as well. So here's what I want to start off with my first point, which is invite one person to join you. So sometimes you got to start off not trying to reach everybody, because even when I do a video like this, realistically, there's only so many people that you can properly take care of. Now, I want to show you a diagram because I want you to change the way you think and the way that you see, because so often we want to reach everybody. And what are we really reproducing? Are we really reproducing great realtors? The key to great realtors is that somebody that has experience is training somebody else, at least in a specific area, if not a bunch of different areas, on how to do real estate, right? Okay, so when you look at this spreadsheet, right at the top left, it says recruiting and training one person each 6 months who will multiply themselves. Then it'll give you the years, and then on the right it says recruiting 1,000 realtors each day. Now these are kind of numbers, let's just be honest, when you're starting out, you're not gonna be able to do this, right? Or even if you had 5 years of experience, this might be really hard to do the next day, and I get that, and it's a little blown up, but this is the reality of what would happen if you did do this. And even as these numbers are huge, you can always bring it down to a smaller level, and we'll talk about that in a second. But recruiting and training one person each 6 months who will multiply themselves. So what does that mean? It means that you invite one person to join you in what you know to do. And you do that for 6 months. If you feel comfortable with taking 2 people that can walk with you and you can train them and help them to understand what to do. But if you recruited 1,000 realtors for over 365 days, at the end of the year, you'd have 365,000 realtors. Now, let's just be honest, there isn't really a firm out there that has that many, okay? And I'm gonna give you some statistics here in a little bit, but again, just walk with me on this. If you just train one, okay? At year 2, you'll be at 4 because you'll have trained one and then they'll train somebody. Remember, this is starting to reproduce. At year 3, you're at 16. At year 4, 64. And then let's just go all the way down to year 9, 131,072. After 9 years, if you train one who trains one, that's what you get. Now, if you're training 2 people at a time, and after 9 years, you'd have 262,144. That's a lot of people. Now, you see the numbers. You can see how much they get when you get down to 15 years. I want to get us more into the realistic side. Let's say you trained one person, and after 4 years you did this, and they were training somebody, right? Because the goal is you train them, and after 6 months they're training somebody, and they're doing the same thing, and you get all the way down to 64. That's pretty good. Or how about 256 after 5 years? That would be pretty good. So if you build right and you build well, you can do amazing things. But what we normally want to do is go the easy route and just get all these people and sign them up. But what type of realtors are you really getting? If they have experience, then you're fine. But if they don't have experience, they need training. They need to be equipped. And what they need is you. You're the great resource. You're the one who can build into them. You have the ability as the great resource to impart into somebody everything that you've learned. And what they do is they get to walk with you and they learn. So I just want to encourage you to think about this. Okay, point 2, you're changing your foundation, your systems and your structures. So what do I mean by that? You bring somebody on. You need to be able to have checklists, things to help them to understand what they're doing. Like, okay, what am I doing next? And they're watching you. Like, You might just have somebody walk with you for the first 2 weeks. Maybe you're doing a showing, maybe you're doing an open house, maybe you're sitting down with a client and you're taking them through a listing presentation and a pricing presentation. You might be showing them how to do due diligence, what do you do when you get earnest money? All these things that are really crucial, and they're just watching you. And as you're walking, you're giving them an idea and you're showing them the process of what you do every day as a realtor. So, and you have checklists so that when they go away, they can remember, oh yeah, to do that. And every time they do something, they're checking off with a checklist. And so you want to have that foundation of taking care of that person in your life, developing the systems and structures. It's just like your body. Look at your body. You have the structure of your body. In it, you have systems like your digestive system, your cardiovascular system, right? And then there's your life, your spirit, your soul. All of these things are really crucial. So let's say your digestive system isn't working. Well, that's going to affect everything that you are, or your heart isn't working as well. It's going to affect all the other systems in all of your life. So you want to have those systems. There's a marketing system, right? There are a system of what happens when you go on a listing presentation. And then once you get somebody under contract till close, what does that look like? And so you're developing that all along the way and helping the person to see, so as they go along, they can check things off. When we're talking about brick and mortar and cloud-based, let's look at a traditional brick and mortar firms out there. You've got Keller Williams and Remax, great firms, great leadership. They really take care of their people, but it's a different type of structure. Then you've got our firm, Call It Closed International Realty, which is more cloud-based. So let me describe these to you so you understand the difference. Brick and mortar. You're going to go to this firm, there's going to be a building, there's going to be a whole leadership. And when you go in, they're going to take a percentage from what you do in real estate. So let's say you have a transaction that closes, you may only get 60%. You might get 50%, you may get 60%, maybe you could get 70%, depends on the firm. If you're a part of a team, now you got the firm and the team that can take a part of your commission. So you have to understand that, but they're training you, so the training is still good. Now, that's the thing, you're paying into that whole leadership structure and into the brick and mortar, the facility and all that. In cloud-based firms, with Call It Closed, you're getting 100% commission. Now, if you join somebody else, like you're a part of a team or you have somebody that trains you, they may ask you for a certain portion of it. Maybe they ask for 30%, maybe they ask for 50, 30, or 20%. And that's something you can negotiate and talk with them. But one thing I want to encourage every realtor is, man, let's build into realtors so that they can be prosperous and successful. Because the one thing about Call It Closed, when I invite somebody in, you're getting a percentage right off the bat of what they make. And so if you just reproduce well long term, you'll be taken care of. I tell people all the time, money is the fruit of your labor. If it becomes the motivation, you're not going to be able to take care of people as well. So it's very important to understand that in brick and mortar, you're shelling out more money to the leadership. What I love about Call It Closed is they're not, Chad and Aprilli, they're not asking for all that money. They're giving you 100% commission. And you can check out some of my other videos to understand that more. So that's step 3, to understand the difference. There are 2 different structures. And then you implement some of your own systems and how you do things, which is great. Okay, so step 4, model, assist, watch, leave. Those are the 4 things. So what do I mean by that? So you get somebody new, you bring them on. You model to them for the first 6 months how to do real estate. Don't worry about stopping what you're doing. Just maybe the first 2 weeks, they're just shadowing you and they're watching everything you do. They're watching you in the systems and the structures that you have set up for doing media, marketing. They see you in how you have a listing presentation and the pricing presentation within that. They're seeing you in how you are taking somebody from when they first sign the contract to the close and all the different steps. And along the way, you have checklists set up. So when they come on, okay, this is what I do next. Okay, I check that off. And you're showing them how to do it. You're not just talking at them, you're showing them how to do it so that they can gain confidence. So that's modeling. And then you start to do it together and you're assisting them. You're making sure they're doing things and watching, okay, you got this going, okay, you're doing it well, okay, you got that right, perfect. Awesome, you got that right. And eventually you feel confident to know, wow, this person's really growing, they're doing well. Now you just watch them do it. You're not really doing anything, they're doing it. And they might ask you a question, but they're ultimately doing it. You're watching them, and then you're gonna come to a point they know exactly what you're doing and you can leave. Make sure they've got that. Make sure they're confident. Make sure they know what they're doing so that they can reproduce. And if you invest wise, remember, money is the fruit of your labor. If it's the motive, you're not going to take care of people in the right way. If it's the fruit of your labor, you will take care of the person well because you care about them. You're serving them. You're bringing value to the table. So, and if you train them well, once they leave you to do what they're doing, they'll reproduce too. They'll also do it and it will start to multiply. Have you ever seen a family tree before? Like I remember my grandma and then my mom and my sister and then my niece. It was 4 lineages, like 80 years. I have that picture, it's a great picture. 80 years, that's hard to come across and see happen sometimes, right? Well, you know what? In this, you can reproduce. You could have 10, 15 generations if you do it right. You got to build it. It's a little bit slow up in the front, but long run, you will see a lot of fruit. And maybe you tackle on one person, maybe you're tackling on 2 and you're training them and you're making sure they're doing well. This is my strategy for real estate. This is what I want to be so good at, is train people well so that they can do well. This is what lights me up and gets me excited. So mall is step 4. Well, hey, I hope this video encouraged you, that you're catching a greater vision for what I'm talking about, because I'm going to tell you, if you will implement that in your life, you're going to see a lot of fruit. Okay, so be sure to check out this next video, as it will really help you to understand the process of a cloud-based business like Call It Closed International Realty and how it works. So check that out, and remember to hit my like and subscribe button. So go to that video now.